Harvard, in its war against the Trump administration, today faced a new threat, something that had been discussed, but today was actually done. Number 9, please. Harvard has told, or the Trump administration has told Harvard they cannot enroll foreign students in the university. Now, they make a lot of money off the foreign students who often pay full tuition as opposed to a lot of students from the United States. And they had diversity. There's the university has statement saying why they think it's important. Number 10, please. But Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, says enrolling foreign students is not a right for a university. It's a privilege, and that Harvard has lost the privilege because they believe that they're making the accusation at least some of these students contribute to intolerant rhetoric and hostile rhetoric, particularly to Jewish students. So I'm no lawyer, but I'd be stunned if this got upheld. But Batya, what do you think of this step? And do you think that the administration's on the right side of it politically, or do you think the American people would say either some combination of universities should have a right to enroll whoever they want, and it's not the business of the Trump administration who goes to Harvard?
I think there's probably, one constituency that's less popular with the American people than the gangbangers they shipped off to El Salvador. And it's probably Harvard University and its ilk. And there's probably one thing less popular with the American people than Harvard University, and it's the foreign students there, especially the ones that they see as being anti-America and anti-Israel, rightly or wrongly. So politically, this is just brilliant because now the Democratic media and the Democratic politicians are going to spend the next 3 weeks. This is for sure not going to get held up in a court of law, but not before Democrats like, Van Hollen et al. Show up being like, je suis, Mahmoud Khalil, and Trump will have won again because he lives for this. He knows exactly how to get them to do like the worst things possible for their cause. And that's not because, no American is thinking about this as like a free speech issue. They're thinking about this in terms of like, do these people actually contribute to the United States or not? Why is there a foreign student getting that position and not some kid, from Appalachia or from the inner city? Why are we investing in other countries' youth and not in our own? So I think this is really smart politics. Legally, we'll see.
I do not agree at all. I think it's just like Trump turns the dial up to 11. There's so much you could do to bring Harvard more in compliance with non-discrimination policies in terms of hiring and admissions, no more affirmative action, that kind of thing, that yes, has 60, 70, 80% popularity. Then when you're saying, all of a sudden, all of the foreign students, not just, and, by the way, not just the, like, quote unquote, anti-American ones, but this is just all of them, right? This is just a lot of students who are also from Asia and are, like, non-political. Kristi Noem said something about, the Chinese Communist Party and malfeasance. And there might be a lot of truth to that. But I always say to that, okay, well, then I want to drain China of all the people there who are smart and have them be here and then stay here. The logic of this order is that they would now go back to China with whatever skills they've learned at our university.
Oh my God, you're all taking this so literally. Please, can we be analyzing the Trump administration just for 1 second? Okay, it's not. The Harvard has been turned into as I kind of said in my last point, Harvard is like the poster child for the way that universities have gone from being institutions of learning to political weapons of the left. And Trump is not doing this because of the quality of student that they're bringing in and whether or not it's like going to be good for the economy or good for the country. He's doing it because that is where they make their money, and he's banging up a political tool that is an obvious political tool, not a school. It's not about the school. It's not about the students. It's not about anything. It's about depriving it of money because it is a political tool of the left, and he recognizes it that way.
Doesn't he have something else to do, though? I mean, really, there are greater problems than the President of the United States of America and his administration trying to police colleges and universities. So it's Harvard University today. Who could it be tomorrow? It could be Simmons College of Kentucky, a historically black college or any
It
other
won't
college
be.
that they
It won't be unless Simmons College of Kentucky starts churning out leftists that go to the highest levels of the elite institutions.
Emma Joe.
I was a college professor at a community college here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I can assure you that the picture that you are painting is not happening at that community college. All I'm saying is that this is a slippery slope in my mind. I'm not cheerleading Harvard as much as I'm concerned about the slippery slope that this is creating. Instead of his big and not so beautiful bill cutting people off from health care.
I mean, this is crazy.
4 million children are going to go hungry, 4 million more vulnerable children. Those are the kinds of things that I want the president of the United States of America to focus on and let colleges and universities police themselves.
Yeah, I'll just say quickly, I actually disagree with you, Batya. I think this is the part of Trump that a lot of swing voters hate, that they look at and just say it's ridiculous. I mean, look, to argue that Harvard doesn't produce great graduates that contribute to this country is, I'll stand by that. Like, you know, Trump's kids went to Penn. I mean, apparently they didn't produce good graduates. Trump went to Penn. He brags in every time he nominates someone. He or she went to Yale and Harvard. They got 2 degrees. J.D. Vance has a Harvard law degree. Like, he's in love with the Ivy League. It's a stupid political stunt. It's what people hate about him. Look, we paid a price for woke, like trying to tell companies and everyone how to behave. We paid a huge price. If he keeps doing this, like, good on him. It'll be to our benefit.
Let me ask you a question, because if our friends from WIC Insights are on here, please add on to your next poll. I'm totally curious. Normally, when there's a question about a poll, I have a good guess about what I think it would be. If you ask the question, do you support American colleges, American universities accepting students from overseas into our schools to enrich enrich? Is that the word? Is that a word?
Enrich America.
Enrich the experience of our universities. Do you think that'd get more than 50% support?
But you have to ask it right. I mean, I would ask it like, if there's, you know, what percentage is it at Harvard? It's 10% or foreign students, something like that?
I think it's more. I think it's
higher. It's like 21%.
Yeah, I think
21%. Do you
Yeah.
support giving those spots at Harvard University to foreigners, or would you rather
No, that's
Harvard actually put in the work?
That's the angry populist way to ask it. I'm trying to ask it more neutrally.
I mean, look, I think it as
I do not want to do affirmative action for American college students. Like, if you can't get into Harvard, you can't get into Harvard.
Let me do this. Show
citizenship.
Show of hands to the 5 of you. Raise your hand for you 5. Raise your hand if you agree, if you think it's good for America to have international students. I won't call them foreign. Yeah. International students as part of the class, the university community.
You can't ask the question like that.
Why not? What's wrong with that? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Emma Joe,
hold on.
Because all things are not equal, Mark. That's
I'm just
why.
asking you the question.
There's like a limited amount of resources here.
Look,
why should we give that education to non-Americans?
Your show starts next week. This is my show. Raise your hand if you think it's good for America to have international students as part of a community of a college or university. Raise your hand if you think that's affirmatively good. All right. Even Emma Jo does. Batya,
you really don't understand your question.
There is so much talent being left on the table in this country because they raise money by bringing in the elites of other countries. It's disgusting. Like,
you can raise money. Well, then cancel that policy.
Batya, you want
policies. That's fine.
Batya, you want 0 Thai students at Cornell? 0?
I want every one of those spots to go to a black kid or a kid from Appalachia.
Everyone?
Yes,
Batya, if you ran a university, you would accept 0 students from overseas if you ran a university?
How
0?
How about
0?
We accept foreign
Why is that controversial, Mark? What did you think America first meant? Vibes? White people?
How about some understanding of the world? That was a delicious video experience. I think you'll agree. Now, what you need to do in return for getting to enjoy that is hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss a thing.